Namaskar viewers, welcome to the MOOC course on Buddhist tourism. In this session, I'll talk about Kesariya Stupa. I'm Sushma Trivedi, Professor of History, University of Lucknow. Objective of this module is to apprise learners that Buddhist stupas are not just a brick stone structure. They are embodiment of an idea, a philosophy and represent their contemporary regional culture. The module will enable learners in contributing to the reformation of the tourism policy of a country. Presently, mostly the medieval monuments are point of departure of any general tourism plan, whereas the earliest intangible heritage comes from Buddhist culture. Kesariya Stupa is one of the recent additions to the repertoire of Buddhist structural heritage of India. Although first noticed in early 19th century, even at the present it has been partially exposed, hardly 50 to 60%. Hence, in many aspects, the information gathered about it still remains unprocessed. The massive stupa awaits its proper integration in Buddhist pilgrimage circuit and also solicits attention for adequate development as a tourist site. The massive stupa at Kesariya is distinguished not only as the tallest stupa in the world, but also in terms of techniques of construction and styling. The stupa, as highest object of veneration in Buddhist faith, has been a mound of earth in its primitive form. In earliest phase, the stupa symbolized the sacred body of Buddha for worshippers. Later, even in anthropomorphic representation of Buddha, beginning with Mahayana, could not diminish the importance of stupa. Instead, the two aniconic anthropomorphic traditions were combined together to produce beautifully embellished stupas with depictions of deities and narratives from Buddhist scriptures. Kesariya Stupa is one of the finest examples with distinct style, yet conforming to the basic elements of stupa architecture. So now we'll see the location of the stupa. Kesariya Stupa is located in East Champaran district of northern Bihar, a state in eastern India. The locality is presently known as the village of Tajpur Deur. Its precise position in latitude-longitude grid is at roughly at 26 degrees north and 84 degrees east. Kesariya Stupa appears to be an important part of larger Buddhist complex, as it is at 100 kilometers of distance from another equally massive stupa of Nandangarh and at distance of 40 kilometers from Laurya Arraj Ashokan Pillar. The stupa of Vaishali is situated at around 55 kilometers south of Kesariya. Evidently, the stupa mentioned by the Chinese traveler Xuanzang, which was located 200 li, which is equal to 33 miles, which is again equal to 54 kilometers, to the northwest of Vaishali, was Kesariya Stupa. This calculation of distance perfectly corroborates with the present location of Kesariya. Now, how to access the Kesariya Stupa? Kesariya Stupa is accessible by all three modes of transport: air, roadways and railways. Through a hybrid journey, Patna airport is at a distance of 150 kilometers from the stupa. The airport is well connected from all major cities of India. After disembarking at Patna, visitors can take buses plying on Patna-Vaishali route, or private taxis are also available. The nearest railway station is Chakia at 23 kilometers, but it is not a thoroughfare on rail route. So, better option will be to reach Muzaffarpur, Hajipur or Motihari. From Muzaffarpur to Kesariya is around 66 kilometers via NH 27. From Hajipur to Kesariya is 94 kilometers via Patna, Parsa, Siwan highway. So now I like to throw some light on history and legends related to Kesariya Stupa. There are several literary evidences and legends in local traditions which attest to the prominence of Kesariya Stupa through the ages. Xuanzang writes about his visit to the stupa on his way from Vaishali to Nalanda in his travel accounts. He refers to this stupa as Chakravarti Stupa. Buddha has said the stupas were to be raised for Chakravartins at the cross sections of four prominent roads. The name of the stupa and its location are in confirmation with the scriptural evidence. Another linkage of Kesariya as Chakravarti Stupa occurs in Pali Jataka. It says that at this point Buddha himself narrated a story of his previous birth when he had been a Chakravarti king named Mahadeva and had ruled at this place. There is another reference to this stupa. Buddha announced his approaching Mahaparinirvana in Vaishali, and when he started off his journey from Vaishali for Kushinagar, the grieving people of Vaishali followed him up to this place. Buddha asked them to stop and come no further. To pacify them, he gave them his begging bowl. It is said that the stupa was built over this same bowl. Faxian, the Chinese traveler who visited India in 5th century AD, does not mention stupa but claims to have witnessed the same account engraved on a pillar. Kesariya is associated with the township of Kesputta Nigam as well, where Buddha delivered his famous Kalam Sutta to the Keshputyas or the people of Keshputta. In local traditions also, it has been popularly known as Raja Bain Ka Devra. Cunningham believes that this story may relate to one Raja Bain mentioned in Vishnu Purana. Buddhist association of Raja Bain is also noted. The Padma Purana mentions King Bain as a Buddhist Chakravartin who had attained superpowers, but due to his wrongful acts, his wife drowned in a tank nearby, which has been identified by Cunningham with Gangaya tank near Kesariya Stupa. Later, the same king raised the stupa and entered in it with his family. So now some remarks about the nature of the stupa. It is important to discern the nature of a particular stupa in order to determine the purpose of its erection and to reflect upon the importance of the monument in Buddhist landscape. Traditionally, there are three types of Buddhist stupas. One is Sharirika, built over body remains of Buddha or Arhats. The second is Paribhojika, built over belongings of Buddha. And the third is Uddeshika, built as memorial to commemorate important events of Buddha's life. There is some disagreement regarding the nature of Kesariya Stupa. Cunningham is almost sure that this was not a sepulchral stupa because he prefers to believe the account associated with the memory of Raja Bain. But other evidences suggest that the interment of begging bowl seems to be rather stronger objective than the commemoration of the memory of that act. Otherwise, the nature of the stupa is still open for discussion. The exploration history of Kesariya. The first spade work at Kesariya was done by General Hodgson in 1835, whereas the site has already been noticed and explored by Colonel Mackenzie in 1814. General Cunningham visited the site in 1861-62. This was more in nature of exploration than excavation. He acknowledges Hodgson's contribution for bringing the ruins of stupa to notice. He made important field notes, corrected over previous drawings of the stupa, thus bringing Kesariya studies to a firmer ground. He estimated the height, width and circumference of the stupa, which proved to be very close to the actual dimensions, uncovered in recent excavations. The Archaeological Survey of India started excavating the site and clearing the ruins in 1998, and the work is still undergoing. Archaeologist K.K. Mohammed led the excavation in season 1998-2000 and succeeded in unraveling the magnificence of the monument.